discipline and focus are necessary to make it in life, but direction is key. There's a lot of people in the world who have tons of discipline and focus, but it's channeled in the complete wrong direction. Dedicated to sending cold emails is greater than dedicated to being a SoundCloud rapper. Explain to me what this means.
Dude, I mean, first of all, who hasn't gone through a phase where they want to make you music, right? I had the basement studio at my parents' house before. I honestly should drop one of my old songs if I could find it.
I'd love to hear
it's garbage. It's really big garbage, but bro, I took the time. I wrote it out. I'm studying Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that's not like my calling. Take it to the next level. People that still want to be like pro hoopers and they're 30 years old. It's like, hey, bro, like apply that direction onto something else instead of still trying to be a pro hooper. The same thing with like, some people are dedicated with watching TV shows. Some people spend too much time in the gym. They could use that like focus and grit to work on a business. You know what I mean? Like everybody's too focused on something.
How do you find the right thing for you? And how do you know when it's time to hang up the sneakers or hang up the SoundCloud rapping? I mean, you could be talking to someone who's a SoundCloud rapper who is 16 years old and in 5 years they're going to pop. How do you figure out that this is the right lane or this is the wrong lane for you?
I really couldn't even give advice on that, bro. I really couldn't. It's something that like I've asked for advice before to other people and they can't even give me an answer, right? So it's something I just like figured out. Like there was a point in time, like 2017, I don't know how I forgot to mention this, but I was taking a break from the marketing company and I was working at a real estate firm. So I'm like cold calling in the day and then trying to drop ship and do like marketing in the evening on my own. And I really didn't know like which one I was gonna do. So I kind of just did both until one just popped off. And actually like this past month, my real estate license just expired and I don't know if I'm gonna renew it because I have to take like 30 hours with the classes. So, but like at a point in time, I was doing both. Like I was cold calling 5 hours a day, running Instagram shout outs, trying to make a few $100, but I had no clue what I was going to do in the long term. But I knew that they were both headed in the right direction. And I just assumed once one was doing better, it would demand more of my time, which is fine because it's doing better than the other one. So I feel like because they're so like both towards business, whatever, I was able to keep doing both at the same time. So that's how I did it. But that's not necessarily what I recommend for everybody as well.
Yeah. And also it's like, what's the harm in doing both? Like you don't lose anything, but I guess my question,
both.
Yeah, I guess my question is more like when is it too late to quit? You know, like when should you quit? And it's tough because, you know, you might feel it in your heart that you have something and that you're on the right path, but the world doesn't see it yet. And it's like at what point does your vision become delusion? It's like such a fine line because you need it. You need that vision, but at the same time, it becomes delusion if it's too long.
Exactly. You need that arrogance to power your self-esteem, as Kanye West would say. But it's like, I think you don't have to quit, but you might have to change what's your number one focus. You know what I mean? So like, you don't have to quit being a SoundCloud rapper. It just maybe do it in the evenings or like Saturday and Sunday, but you need to go and do something else like Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? And that's how I viewed it. Like I haven't quit things in a long time. I just allotted a smaller amount of time just in case it still happens. It still happens. Like that song could pop off. You know what I mean? You never know. But you don't need to be spending 40 hours a week on it.
Yeah.
Law of diminishing returns.
Yeah. So you mentioned Kanye West, you mentioned 50 Cent. Who are some other people you look to for inspiration and who have helped guide you on this journey?
Yeah, dude, Kobe Bryant. Like, I don't know if people think that I just picked that name, but like that's that's my actual legal middle name, bro. Like I was named after Kobe Bryant. So I've always admired him. I've always thought Mamba mentality was something that I had a piece of, or like I really want to have a piece of not always being the most balanced, but just trying to use that unbalance to get stuff done. You know what I mean? Like everybody's unbalanced, but if you're unbalanced in things that are good, that is better than being unbalanced in things that are bad.
Yeah. It's so tricky though, right? Because what is good and what is bad is sometimes harder to figure out. I think of often the kid who was told he can't play video games because that's bad, and then he could have been an esports star if he had just
Facts.
continued. How do you figure out what's good and what's bad?
Um, Sometimes you just got to bet on yourself, right? My parents are always talking to me about stuff. They want me to buy a house. They wanted me to go to college. And one thing they always say is like, when have we led you astray? And like, that really took me aback because I was like, you know what? Like, you guys have never led me astray, but you've told me to do things I don't want to do. So it's like it's not bad, but it's just not what I want to do, right? Like going to college isn't bad at all, but like I didn't want to go to college to be an accountant. So I kind of like forged my own thing. So it's kind of just like stop thinking in terms like bad or good and just do what like you can see yourself doing in the long term. Like bad or good, blah, blah, blah. Just like figure out what is good for you and your interests. Like not what everybody else wants you to do, but like what's good for you, like that you want to do.